A Bronze Age farmer stands in a field in Central Europe, wheat to her waist. The year is roughly 2500 BC. Across the Mediterranean, the Great Pyramid is already finished. And her skin is dark, not as a rare thing, as the norm. She is the common case. The light-skinned European majority does not exist yet. It is still about 1500 years away. We can say that with numbers now, because a teen just read the colouring of 348 ancient people directly out of their bones. The work comes from Silvia Peretti and colleagues at the University of Ferrara, published in PNAS in July 2025. Ancient DNA is wrecked DNA. It comes out of a skeleton in fragments, most of it simply gone. Picture finding a book from 40 surviving pages, none of them in a row, all of them damp. For years, that meant you could not reliably call something like skin color from it. Too many holes in the sequence. Peretti's team built a method that works on the holes. Instead of needing a clean reading at each skin color gene, it weighs how likely every possible reading is and keeps the odds. That let them cover 348 genomes across Europe and Western Asia. The oldest is 45,000 years old. The youngest is 1700. 45,000 years of European faces, in order. For the first 30,000 years of it, almost nothing moves. Nearly every Stone Age person they read is dark-skinned. Across that entire stretch, there is one exception, with a tone somewhere in between. These are people living through ice ages, hunting at distances from the equator where the winter sun barely clears the trees. The first light skin in the record turns up in Sweden, around 14,000 years ago. Then it goes nowhere. Not for a century, for 11,000 years. It sits in the group and simply does not take over. 11,000 years is older than farming, older than writing, older than every city that has ever been built. Change in our genes has never been known for moving fast. Even so, this is patient. So what finally moved it? Not the sun. People. The single biggest driver of light skin in Europe is a version of a gene called SLC24A5. It changes how the cells that make colour handle calcium. Cells that move less of it build less colour. That version was not born in Europe. In 2015, a team led by Ian Matheson at Harvard published old genomes from early farmers in Anatolia, modern Turkey. The version was already set there. Every person carried it. Those farmers walked into Europe about 8,000 years ago, carrying wheat, goats, and that gene. They knew about the wheat and the goats. Its share in early farming Europe climbs to roughly 90%, far too fast for sunlight to have pushed it. It did not develop there. It arrived there. And even that does not finish the job. Through the Copper and Bronze Ages, dark and in-between skin stay common right across the continent. It is only in the Iron Age, the last 3,000 years, that light skin becomes about as frequent as dark in Northern and Central Europe. About as frequent, not dominant. In Italy, in Spain, in Russia, darker skin is still the common look at that point. Rome is being founded, the Iliad is being written down. And Europe is, on the evidence, still a continent where many skin tones live side by side. The eyes ran ahead of the skin. Light eyes peak far earlier, in the Middle Stone Age. 11 of 35 people sampled from that period carry the pale eye version of the gene. Which means a face existed for thousands of years that is close to unfindable today. Dark skin, blue eyes. A hunter in a European forest 10,000 years ago, wearing a combination nobody wears now. And none of this was one event in one place. On the far side of Eurasia, East Asian groups lightened too, using different genes entirely. Europe's lightening runs mostly through SLC24A5 and SLC45A2. East Asia's runs through a version of OCA2 and a stretch near DDB1, versions Europeans essentially do not carry. Two groups. The same weak northern sun. Two unrelated genetic answers to it. That tells you what this trait actually is. It is not one switch. A 2023 study found 135 genes affecting color cell output that nobody had previously linked to skin tone. Every one of them does the same narrow job. It sets how much color a cell makes. That is the entire function. Nothing else rides along with it. Richard Lewontin ran the numbers in 1972, and 50 years of better data have kept agreeing with him. About 85% of all human genetic variation sits inside any single group, not between them. Two people the same color can be further apart genetically than either is from someone on the other side of the world. The visible part was never the telling part. One thing is still genuinely argued. The leading explanation for lightning is vitamin D. Weaker sun, less of it made in the skin, so paler skin pays. A 2024 review of the work found roughly 2/3 of studies backing that, a quarter neutral, a small share against. Real rivals are still live: folate protection, plain genetic drift, sexual selection. The dates are now firm. The cause is not. Which is roughly the normal condition of science. So here is the shape of the thing. Dark skin is roughly 1.2 million years old. It arrived with the loss of our body hair when bare skin needed shielding from the sun. A light-skinned majority in Europe is about 3,000 years old. That is a ratio of 400 to 1. The part of us that is easiest to see turns out to be the part that changed most recently. A thin layer, laid down while the pyramids were already standing. Underneath all of it, the same 1.2 million year old skin. Everything visible is late. If that reframes something you thought you knew, send it to the one person who would sit with it.